Hi everyone, this is just a quick update on what's been going on for the last few months. We moved in February and it has been such a big blessing to have had friends who have come to help us do the packing, do the moving, even do the unpacking. As you can see, this is our apartment in Nolan. We are no longer living there. We moved from Nolan to Chukdong. It's only about a 10-minute drive. But when we were doing all the packing, we had to pack books. We had to pack basically our business and our home all in one. And I didn't realize we had this much. And to that extent, we also used a ladder truck. I am so happy that we did, because carrying those boxes, carrying all of our things up and down the stairs, because there was no elevator in this apartment, would have been backbreaking. It would have taken hours. It would have just been exhausting, and I feel like I would have just quit. I would have been done. I would have thought, the move's not really worth all of this. We ended up filling 3 of those trucks full of our stuff. It really made me look at everything I had. And when we were packing, and even when we came here to Chukdong and unpacked, I was making bags and trying to push things out that didn't need to be there. And at the end of the day, we did take our friends out to eat. We tried to feed them as a thank you instead of paying them because this is why they helped us with the move. They knew that we are not financially stable right now, so they took it upon themselves to help us for free and only ask for food in return. They helped us unpack things, move things, reorganize things. They gave opinions. They even helped us clean some things down. We got new furniture because now we have 2 classrooms instead of 1. So we had to go out and buy 6 new desks, a new whiteboard, a new standing table. We even bought a table for a counseling session, and everything needed to be wiped down because we got it from a kind of secondhand shop. So they didn't come the cleanest, but it did come the cheapest. So that was a good thing. It was a very exhausting time. I really don't miss moving, and all I keep thinking is we're living here for 2 years. I don't have to even think about moving for another 2 years. I had really wanted to not think about moving for more than 2 years, but due to some other circumstances and miscommunications with people, we're finding that it may not be in our best interest to stay here longer than our contract. We hadn't known when we had decided to sign the paperwork, when we had talked to the bank about getting a loan, that getting certain paperwork from our landlord was going to be practically impossible. We had informed the real estate that we needed a loan, and yet because they didn't write it down where they were supposed to write it down, and therefore they didn't inform the landlord that we were getting a loan, they were able to say it wasn't their fault, and the landlord was able to say she didn't know, so therefore she didn't have to do it. It was a really trying time to hear all of that, and it's still a trying time because the loan was $20,000 approximately, and now at this point we had to get a credit loan, which is a higher interest rate for a shorter period of time, on top of waiting for the bank to give us a second loan that doesn't involve any paperwork from the landlord so that we can keep the house where we're living. We just didn't understand. We gave her money. She got it, and yet because she had to provide a piece of paper, she wouldn't talk to us. She thought we were scamming her because we should have more in our bank account than $1,000 or $2,000. So it ended up in a big giant mess, similar to my kitchen, which is also a giant mess. Luckily it's not a mess anymore. I do have it cleaned. It does look put together. Moving on from that lovely mess of financial crisis, of getting loans, that's when you really know you're adulting, when you need to get a loan and you need to rely on other adults to adult with you, and sometimes they just don't want to, and you can't force them. So if we go through this room right here, we're actually going to be walking into my garage, or Alex's makeshift garage. It is actually supposed to be a laundry room. We couldn't really afford to buy a washing machine, and I don't mind. I actually, at this point, enjoy using the laundromat that is about a block away. It's similar to a mini cafe. It's got coffee in there. It's got books that you can read. There's a TV. There's a washer. There's dryers. There's folding tables where you can fold your clothes. And there's even massage chairs. And there's even a little mini game machine that's in there. That is expensive, but everything else is a good price. So I really do enjoy going there. We use it as a mini date night. This is our second bathroom. As you can see, it does not have a sink, which I didn't notice when we first rented the place. You'd think I would see that. I don't think it's really a downfall. Now we've actually put a bidet in there, the one that goes on top of the toilet itself. So I think it's better. It works as just Alex and my bathroom. We don't have to share it with anyone. Now we're walking into the part of the house, or part of the video, that actually is clean. That's where we were serving parents who came in for counseling sessions. We gave them coffee, tea, and they did get to try maple cookies, the ones that my mother sent all the way from Canada. So we were really excited. We have about 19 students who have signed up, but due to the COVID-19, 8 students that are actually participating in classes right now. Most of them are coming from the Nolan area, so Alex does pickups and brings them back. And we have 2 that are from Chukdong at this time that are enjoying classes. Yes, the classrooms are clean. I do have to say that even though it's been really hard with this move, dealing with the COVID-19 crisis, dealing with financial crisis, getting a loan, this place has been such a blessing. I loved living in Nondong because it was very convenient and I knew the area. But I have found that Chukdong is cleaner, it's nicer, it's just feels more put together than Nondong ever did. It almost feels brighter. So walking the dogs is a lot easier, especially there is an elevator in our apartment, so I have the mental and physical capacity to want to do it. So I walk them 2 or 3 times a day. Usually they do 1 to 2 short walks that are only 10 minutes long, and then a long walk that's about 30 minutes. This is both good for them and for me. I'm hoping that it will help me physically get better. And in the video, what you're seeing is along one of the paths that we would take on a walk. I did not videotape all the paths that we would take on a walk. That would take too long. You would be too bored. So I do enjoy the area. It's very clean. There's actually, that's an elementary school right there. Yes, it is huge. By Fredericton standards, usually we only have 2 floors, but here there's 4. And even if the building has an elevator, the students can't use the elevator, only the teachers can. And if there is no elevator, then even the teachers have to walk up 4 flights of stairs depending on where their classroom is. And I think it would be very stressful. I don't like walking upstairs. That's why I'm so happy that I moved. And I know a lot of people have been wondering how we've been doing during the COVID-19 over here in Korea. It is very different than what is happening in Canada and the US, Italy, and the other countries that I've been seeing on the news. Normally, I'm not a news watching person, but due to this pandemic and how it is affecting my business, I've been trying to keep up with it more. I really do think that where I'm walking in this video, there should be more people. It is regular people hours, but because of the pandemic, I don't even know what the streets of Chukdong would look like, because no one's really going out much. I can assure you, when I do see like 4 or 5 people, I think it's a lot of people out during this time, because I only go out to walk my dogs and maybe to get groceries. Sometimes I just get deliveries, so I don't really have to leave the house. I think it kind of works for Alex and my personality. We're very much okay with being homebodies and staying inside. So it has been a benefit to enjoy time together, even doing things that are different than what the other person is doing. Oh, I'm pointing out in the video, there is another Hagwon that just moved in that does an AI English program. It says Yanga Suhak, which is like English and math. So because they are a multi-facilitated one, they can't have a foreign teacher. Technically, in the same building, there is actually a reading room that's also for English. They also do not have a foreign teacher. So for our little block, I'm the only foreign teacher. Oh, and we had to go back and clean the Nolan House. This is all about within 1 week. So we moved out, we got everything cleaned up and moved into the new place, and then we had to come back to the old place and just mass clean it. I do admit that Alex did most of the heavy lifting and hard work. Not because I was videotaping and taking pictures the whole time. I think he just cleans better than me sometimes. But do you see that bed? We had to actually go back and move that bed because the landlord contacted us to say it was not theirs, and then that we actually took their TV. We did return it, I promise. And then we had to take the bed out to the dump. For them, the dump is just putting it outside with a sticker on it. So you pay for the sticker, you stick it on, and then a garbage truck will come and pick it up for you. I think Alex did a really good job cleaning. It looks really nice. I don't know why we never cleaned it like this when we were there. So like I said, we moved the bed, and in this room, there is no bed, it's the master room. In this room, we did put the TV along that wall. It was a mini TV. Luckily, our friend Kevin, when he left for America, he left behind his giant TV for us. So even though we had to give up our smaller TV, we still ended up having a TV, which is a blessing because we do use it for teaching our classes, and Alex also uses it for gaming. It keeps us both very sane. Now, gonna go back and forth in this video between COVID-19 and then what's happening, so that way you can understand what's going on. Currently in my Chukdong area, there were no cases of the COVID-19, then suddenly 3 popped up. What happened was 1 or 2 women were walking around for 20 days showing symptoms. They went everywhere from the bathhouse to the singing room, the grocery store, cafe, anywhere they wanted to go, and usually it was a fairly crowded place. Then what happened is one of the women had a son, and he actually went to his Hagwon, his after-school studies, showing symptoms also. We do find that a little bit stressful because it shows that they weren't caring. According to the news, they're not in jail, according to like the video news, but from what I've seen on the written news is that both women were placed into prison because they were endangering their fellow citizens. I'm not sure if that's really true right now, but I really do kind of hope it is, because then it will show people that they can't just walk around sick. Even if they think it's not the COVID-19, they shouldn't be going outside because we just don't know. And if they think it is, then they should be admitting themselves to figure out what it is. Yes, I took my dogs on a lot of dog walks and took some videos. They're very happy. We're teaching them to be off the leash. And so far, Haru listens. That's the boy with the little blue collar. Sort of listens. He doesn't really care about people passing him by. He just wants to smell all the trees, pee on all the trees. Whereas Harang, the one with the red collar, I think she just likes to scare people. which I'm really sad about because I want children over here to learn that dogs are friendly, that dogs are kind, and she doesn't really help me with that. If anything, we had the other day a mom pointing out that, oh look, there's a dog, isn't she cute? And she started growling and barking and made the kid cry. Hunting does not help the purpose of getting kids to like dogs whatsoever. Inside of our business, if kids come into our house, she might bark once and then she's like, we're friends now, play with me or love me. But outside, it's just angry little dog syndrome. And then in this video, we actually have my niece. She is so adorable. She also is afraid of dogs, but she warms up to the dogs every single time she comes to our house. She has to warm up to them. I did tell her to turn around and say hi, and that was her hi. We took her out walking one night because we were babysitting. So she really likes walking the dogs and she likes being outside. So for the COVID-19, we are a little stressed, but it's showing that in Korea, the number count is usually around 100 or less cases a day, with us steadily outputting more cured cases than cases being found. So I think that's a very upside for us. Like, we can't just ignore what's happening, and I don't think we can go back to our daily lives in an instant, but I think it's coming to a point where it'll be under control soon. Oh, we went to a bird cafe with my niece. She really wanted to go and she wanted to feed the birds, but then she turned out to be afraid of birds. Very, very afraid. So it was hard to get her to play with them in a way to feed them. Because even if they like came towards the food, she would pull it away because she was afraid of them. You can see it in the video. Alex is trying to help her feed the birds, and then as soon as it comes on, she's like, nope, can't touch it. I think in all of this midst, a lot of us aren't really taking this virus very serious, or we aren't taking it serious enough. I know with us going away to a cafe with my niece probably wasn't the best choice, but considering there was almost no one else there, we decided it was okay. And it is heartbreaking for us because one of our friends wasn't supposed to be leaving until near the end of March. We were supposed to have more time to say goodbye to him, but due to the virus outbreak and it output being 300 to 400 cases a day earlier this month, he made the decision that he needs to go home sooner. And lucky for him, he did. I don't think at this time he would be able to leave. I don't think he would be able to leave easily at the very least. It was a good night though. We were able to gather a small amount of people to say goodbye, play Smash Brothers with him, and Disney charades. It definitely brought us all together for one final goodbye and give us all a little bit of closure for that night.
Orange, orange. Friends with Piglet and Crew and Eager. He doesn't know. I don't know this. Then show me on. Friend of the Toy Story. Toy Story.
Andy's friend. Time up. Okay, go.
101 puppies.
Dalmatian.
The one French girl, like living with the beast.
Beauty and the Beast, Belle.
Like having the long nose.
Pinocchio.
Okay, like the one has the tail going off.
Tigger?
Like, no, like Pooh's friend. Like donkey.
Oh, Eeyore.
Yeah.
Not Eeyore.
And the three like girls flying, helping the beauty, like Sleeping Beauty.
Oh, the fairies.
Fairy. Like not.
Mouse. There is
Mickey Mouse?
Yes.
You can't say mouse!
Okay.
What's this?
Bouncing.
This animal like honey.
Huh?
No, he doesn't like honey.
Winnie the Pooh?
Really?
Winnie the Pooh?
No.
He's Pooh's friend.
Who's friend? Tigger? Piglet?
No.
Ear? Tigger?
She said Tigger! That's Tigger!
Oh.
No, she said Tigger!
The
Time's up.
The funny. What? This is Nicholas.
Peter Pan, that guy.
Captain Hook. Oh, who's best friend? Tigger? No!
The little one.
Ear? Piglet?
The time's up. Oh, Sleeping Beauty, Magic. Thank you. No. Ariel's friend, Fishy.
Flounder.
Simone's friend.
Most friend?
Yeah. Pluto's owner.
Mickey Mouse?
Pluto's owner. What's his name? He looks funny. That's okay.
Shh, everyone quiet. Don't distract me. Okay, I'm inebriated.
Howdy, come here.
Okay, ready?
Let's go. Forget Howdy.
Okay, he is small, he is in Snow White, and he is very tired.
Oh, sleepy. I was gonna say snoozy.
Hunchback of Notre Dame, she's very beautiful.
Esmeralda.
He is in Hercules, he's a bad guy.
Hades.
He's in a movie about love, they're dogs, and it's a boy.
Pongo.
No,
What?
Lady in the Tramp.
Oh, don't say it.
Oh, I can't say.
I was saying like Lady and Love the Boys.
Wait, which is
Through
the
all of
back?
this,
Oh, this
it's
is the
been a really challenging time watching COVID-19 just completely destroying us financially. When we came to Jukdong, we completely thought that we were walking into a much better financial situation, and instead what we walked into was just financial destruction is what it felt like. And then saying goodbye to Kevin kind of just took a lot out of us. But luckily, through Kevin, I've gained a couple of really good friends, people who have helped to give me a positive outlook on things. We've gained wonderful students. Spring is finally coming. And with spring, we can see how old is being changed into new, and I'm really taking hope that that's exactly what's going to happen for us, that during this season it's going to be really hard, but maybe we're just getting rid of the dead to bring in the new and grow better. I haven't really mentioned him much, but Alex has done so much to really bring hope, security, safety, and all the good feelings that you really need to survive in this world. Without him, I don't think I'd be where I am today. I don't think I'd be as strong as I am. So thank you, Alex, and thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the update.